Hello everybody and welcome back to Brotato, the arena survival action roguelike itself. We are diving back in to the Artificer because by popular demand I submit I will subject myself to Plank again. So there's been a couple changes to Plank, like very minor changes since I've last used it, that makes it so it might be a little bit better than it used to be. Plank, if you don't know, so clearly the worst weapon in the game. Made better for Artificer because it's kind of designed for this character, but if you use it on anybody else, it's just like there's no point. Artificer has 175% explosion damage. That got a slight buff since I last played this combination. So the Plank is going to be doing more damage because it does count as an explosion. It gets a 75% damage boost. Sounds great. 4% explosion size for every 1 elemental damage you have. So the Plank does explode 25% of the time on hit. So that is quite nice. And that'll be an important point, the explosion size for elemental damage. That's an important point for later. I'll mention why I think this could maybe work now. Minus 100% damage. So basically 175% damage minus 100 damage is what Plank will do. It'll do 75% more. Anything that is not an explosion does absolutely garbage damage. And just because, screw you, Artificer has a 50% armor reduction. So all of these work totally fine if you're using, you know, any of the other weapons for Artificer. I think it's a character that gets very strong, is actually quite good when you make the mid-game pivot into, like, big boy weapons. If you pivot out into, like, rocket launcher or, you know, if you're lucky enough to get, like, a nuke launcher or something like that, this character is actually really good. I think so. But alas, that's kind of where the great benefits lie. That's where the positive things I have to say about this combination come to an end for the most part. I'll take Harvesting because I don't want to keep re-rolling. Plank, very notably, the thing that I think brings it down a lot is the damage scaling. You may look at this and say, 25% scaling on melee, elemental, and engineering? That's not that bad. 75% scaling isn't that bad. First of all, A, it doesn't work like that. B, 75% is actually kind of bad for a melee weapon, especially when it attacks this slow. 1.31 is very slow compared to Lightning Shiv, which is not that fast and has a cooldown of 1. You know, that's a 30% increase. On top of the fact that it doesn't work that way. It would only work that way where it adds up to 75 if you could buy melee damage, elemental damage, and engineering at the same time for equal value as buying one of them individually. AKA, that's not possible. There's no item in the game that gives you all 3 of those at the same time. I don't think. If there is, it's like it's a weird niche rare item. So in fact, many times engineering items remove elemental damage, and some elemental damage items remove engineering. So it's not going to work like that. It basically just means this weapon has 25% scaling. I will take some melee damage. We'll just take it for now. We're going to roll while we can for the guarantees. I'll take the dynamite. That does increase the damage of it. That's going to be really nice. It's a 15% damage upgrade for that cheap of a price. Like, we love finding dynamite. That's kind of the key to success here, mostly. But yeah, so the thing is, when we have this character, we want elemental damage, technically. Oh, attack faster, please. We technically want elemental damage because it increases our explosion size. However, it scales equally with elemental and melee, which is very noteworthy because when you buy melee damage, you get twice as much. So if I was offered elemental damage right here, I'd get 1, which would give us 1 would give us 0.25, and forearms would give us 0.5. Twice as much damage. So it's kind of hard to get excited about it. Until now. You thought it'd be negative the entire time, didn't you? No, just most of the time. Don't worry about it. I'll get back to it. There's a new item. There's 2 new items that I think make this potentially viable. community support, just because it's so good. It's an item that gives you more attack speed for however many enemies there are on the field. AKA, the worse your build is, the better the item is. And guess what? I can hardly think of a worse build. So that means community support is going to be really good if we can find that. It's going to really increase our attack speed by a lot. There's also a new item that I swear literally was just added to hopefully make Plank not bad. I think is maybe the case. Take the melee. It's a weird rare item that converts elemental damage into engineering, which you may notice I said if you could buy things in an equal amount for the same value, this becomes a lot better. So that basically makes it so the elemental scaling, if I get that item, Plank's elemental scaling gets doubled, is a way to think about it. AKA it goes up to 50% damage scaling on an elemental, which makes it actually worth buying, because, hey, that brings it in line with melee damage. So we are not only getting the damage without losing value by taking elemental instead of melee, but we would also get the explosion size. So I would love that item, because it would make, you know, it would maybe make this character and that weapon combination kind of viable. But it's a big if. I'm probably tagged for it, but who knows? What was that sound? 2 melee, 1 ranged. I'm just going to take it. I don't think we're going to go for it for that right now. We're taking lots of melee damage. We have half value on armor. We'll take the engineering, I guess. Incendiary turret. I don't care about it. If I can get that item later, I obviously will regret that in hindsight, but 4 engineering for 4% damage gives a big old increase of 1 damage. All right. But I can hardly think of an item or weapon in the game or an item in the game that needs more love than Plank does. Because I need to talk about the elephant in the room, which is what people will defend is the reason it's good. Well, I've seen nobody that isn't an obvious troll trying to defend this weapon that, like, has any idea what's going on in the game. Because it's just mathematic. It's, like, mathematically, on paper, it's so clearly bad. But the thing it has going for it is the explosion. Here's the thing about melee explosions. And then we're kind of done wrapping up all the big laundry list of reasons why this weapon sucks. Like, I know, I'm still, like, I know. Wow, I can't believe he's still going about it. I promise, I wish that I didn't have so many notes to bring up about it. Okay, 6 melee damage is pretty nice. Little muscly dude will be nice. Melee explosions are redundant and bad. Unless they're huge. So I kind of need to go elemental to make the explosion not redundant. Because explosions in this game, when they are on a melee weapon, it doesn't do your melee attack and an explosion. It turns your melee attack effectively into an explosion, is kind of the way to look at it. You can't double dip with the melee hit and the explosion on the same enemy. Therefore, you need your explosion to be hitting enemies that your melee weapon didn't make contact with for it to be anything other than redundant value. And if you're not the Artificer, let me tell you, that's not happening. So, like, there's no reason to take this item on anybody who's not the Artificer. Landmines is a great find, because we do get the explosion damage upgrade from our character in that. That's such a good upgrade. Attack speed is great. Plank is... Well, yeah, we've gone over it. Do I go for... I don't think I go for lifesteal, actually. You know what? Pivot. Take this. I'll take that. I'll take that for the health, mostly. Like, we're going to need health. As a character that has a 50% armor penalty, which if you're not using plank is totally workable and understandable. Like, they get a free 75% damage increase. It's worth them getting a an armor decrease, right? Whoop. But today I'm gonna really need to make sure I get pretty tanky, because we have to get up close and personal. You get right up in the face and get personal. So since we can't get as much value from armor, not to say I won't take armor, we need to make sure we get a lot of health, maybe get some dodge, which is not great that we have negative dodge. We'll want HP regen, since explosions are kind of weird with lifesteal. You would think it'd be really good because you're hitting lots of enemies at once, but you can only get 1 proc of lifesteal from the explosion. So it's kind of counterproductive, which is sad. Speed up, range down, I will take that. Gentle alien, not until I get community support. Elemental damage, I will take it. Crit chance, we're at -5. I shall not. Flank. I'll totally take plastic explosive. Done the most exciting thing in the world. What's my speed at? Take that. We'll take this too, I think. Nah, nah. I think I want toolbox, but 8% attack speed is a lot. For, like, we need attack speed really bad. Wave 9, this should be our freest wave so far. But look at that, our explosion size is pretty decent. So, like, the plank got a minor explosion size buff since I've last played, I think I mentioned. This is kind of the explosion size we were reaching by, like, wave 15, I'd say, in the past. So this is pretty noteworthy. It's a pretty noteworthy change. Of course, it would be irrelevant on anybody but the Artificer, but we are playing the Artificer currently, so it's important to note that that is a noticeable big deal. We are, in fact, doing really, really well on the wave that we really should. we should be doing really well on that wave. Okay, I want the money, want the money, want the money, want the money, want the money. Okay, not bad. That's a wave that we really, really, really should be doing good on. I'm going to take the luck. There's some really good, rarer items. I'll take this. That puts us up to 1 armor because we were at half. I'll take it. I'll take Broken Mouth, even though I want HP regen. I do want to have a little bit more health as well. Holy moly. How many landmines do we have? We have 1. I want a whole lot because, you know, you can see the explosion size on those is pretty juicy right now. Pretty darn juicy. They're doing quite a lot of damage. Okay. Wouldn't mind, like see, look at that. That's so good. I wouldn't mind, like, a Wandering Bot. I wouldn't mind Snail. Like, I would totally take Ugly Tooth and be happy to have it, but it's... We are mostly one-shotting. Our damage is fine, as it really should be when we have a free 125% damage increase. It's fine. Oh my. Good deal. We'd basically be killing the thing. Okay, sure. I do want dodge, but, like, I can't pass up that stuff when we're offered it right now. I thought that was all. I thought that was an oops all rares. Range, not really. I'll take a percentage damage. Fuel tank is a great pickup for us, like, all things considered. Less enemies? I kind of want it. Metal detector's promising. Damage decrease. Fine. Mastery. I'll take it. What's my speed? I can take that. We get 1 armor up and a little bit of health. Plank. Don't mind if I do. We have an elite. I don't think we can kill this guy. Our attack speed is rough. The good news is I don't think we can kill this guy, but oh god, yeah. Hell no. I think that if we run away and we sort of just defend ourselves in the corner mostly, I think we'll be okay. I think we'll live. We don't get the free legendary item that almost any other build could get. But we also, I think, live. Oh, that landmine. Proc that. Thank you, landmine. Okay, run, 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 run. 10 seconds left. 10 seconds left. Okay, greed a little bit for a bit of money there, but we can't greed that much. I can't. I'm alive. I'm alive. Love to see it. Attack speed for 6% damage down. I maybe could take that for 9 for sure. Engineering, absolutely. There's Ugly Tooth, which is, like I mentioned, probably the last... probably the last speed down item I want right now. I'll take all those. All right, good deal. 2 armor, 45 health. Not the worst. These get 5% scaling every time you upgrade them. So, like, it's a really good item to upgrade. It brings it all the way up to a wonderful 40%. Wonderful 40% damage scaling for a melee weapon. That being said, if we can get that book, we can start to double dip on stats. It's kind of like an 80% scaling weapon, which now we're getting into the territory where I'm like, that's actually, I can look at that and be like, yeah, I can justify that existing because of the explosion, you know, situation going on, if I'm Artificer. So, huge fingers crossed we can get that freaking book and not die in the process. I have to try more. Oh, fuel tanks are so nice for us to find. I think if I take this, I go up to 3. Yeah, because I was at 0.5 there. Yes, yes. Maybe, but I just feel like I need more. Oh, I wish. Well, I have no range damage. In fact, I have negative range damage. I'll take that. I need some HP regen. Ooh, epic plank. Incendiary turret's not bad. I just feel like I need to be so stingy with my money today. How much is this giving us? Hold on. 3. 3 per. That's worth noting and worth being excited about. Like our HP regen mixed with that. Kind of want to take a hit just to see. Let's take a bullet. What does our healing look like right now? I ate some food. It's hard to really say. Oh, here we go. Okay. Kind of making that work a little bit. Explosions are getting a little bit too out of hand here, which is good. I'm glad that they are. Like, this is starting to scale into something. This is starting to scale into something worth having. It took a long time here. So elemental damage 30. I swear, the second if I find that book, we're immediately going to be doing pretty good damage. Oh god, that's right. I can't take a hit. I'm at negative dodge right now. 12% damage up. Don't mind if I do. Horde wave is a little bit scary. Alloy. Melee and engineering. Minus dodge. It's a +6, though. Big item. All right. Horde Wave, I mean, hey, if I had community support, I'd be really happy about this. But I think that, you know, we might be able to use this to our advantage when we get the Wandering Bot out. I actually think we might be able to pivot this into a workable build. It took a lot of effort to get here, but it's kind of doing work now, finally. And we get that book, and I actually think we're strong. But I don't know. I almost wish that something on Artificer was removed, and they started with the book. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what I would remove on it. The negative armor. No, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I would remove some element of what they have going on. Like, maybe nerf the explosion damage a little bit. Because, like, I swear that just keeps getting buffed because Plank is bad. I'm gonna say no to that. Take that, take that. Book. Lucky Charm. I could. Potato Thrower. Little muscly dude I will take. Another Plank. I don't mind at all. Coupon, Boiling Water. Book. 138 damage. We're getting into workable damage territory. Like, that's pretty good damage now. It's a slow weapon, but it's also AoE. So, like, you know, credit where credit is due. We are scaling. We're scaling into a noteworthy territory. Okay. Bing, bang, boom. Check it. Okay, we're standing by the turret here. We're good. Let's go and smack everything. The character scales well. Like, the character scales well. And planks combine well. I think that these changes may have really helped. Again, non-transferable outside of Artificer. But I think for this character, they've really helped. Also, good God, these stats I'm getting. Okay, that was 0.5. Yes, yes. My dodge is in the pits anyways. Handcuffs, not right now. I could maybe take Schmoop. I'm gonna take a Schmoop. We'll go for Compass as well. Wave 16, we've not picked up any of the items I was really hoping for, but I think we may have crossed the threshold that we always talk about. I am a little bit scared about the elite fight and a little bit scared about the boss fight. Like, I don't really suspect we kill, but I think we might be able to win. Oh boy. Smack. Pretty juicy explosion size going on now. Do we have Snail? Did I take Snail? Did we get Snail? I would like Snail. Okay. Yeah. Another plank. Take the compass. Oh. Bing, bang, boom. I'll take that too. All right, wave 17. We're doing it. We got Snail, we got Wandering Bot while still being at positive speed. So we are going to be, I think we're going to be able to keep them at bay a lot. I think that that's a really important factor here when you're dealing with a... You do that much damage? Holy crap. When you're dealing with a melee weapon this slow, you kind of want to make sure you pick up things that will decrease the speed of the enemies. It's almost more important than increasing your speed, because it means the enemies will be more clumped up, and if enemies are more clumped up, you kill... Really? You got double hit by the same guy? Really? Where's my turret? That was on me. I was busy talking about something else. Oh, brother. No, we made this scary. This didn't need to be scary. That didn't need to be scary. That was on me. That was on me. No, I don't want that down right now. Melee damage, sure. Like, sure. Another landmine's absolutely. Yes. Yep. All right. Lots of health. You know, when you have the armor penalty, lots of health is a way to go. Like, it's not ideal to just get lots of health to go with health regen. It's sort of counterproductive. Oh, wave 18 elite. It's always sketchy, but I think we're fine. I think we're fine. We're through the woods. We're through the woods. Now it's basically just, do I get screwed over by the elite? The nice thing about the elite being on this wave is I believe... Oh, God. It means less enemies spawn, which is a really big benefit. Please, oh, God. This is so freaking stressful for a build this week that got this lucky. I feel like a lot of these drops have been very lucky, and I just feel like I'm trying harder than I've tried in weeks. Dangerous Bunny is not going to be worth it this late. Ricochet? No. Hunting Trophy? No. These are great items for different runs. Does this even help us anymore? Technically a little bit, yes. Not to mention it really helps out our landmines. Hey. All right. Those would be pretty nice for just staying alive, which is, again, kind of the goal right now. Is just not necessarily to kill, just to live. I'm going to turn off just for a second. Just kind of get a gauge of where we're at. I haven't picked up that much elemental damage. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Just kind of wanted to get a gauge. Get a gauge of where we're at. Don't want to leave it on because it just visually messes me the hell up when there's that many of them. The landmine, dude! I swear, that's the secret MVP of the run. Those landmines are really exploding in such a big radius and doing so much damage. So we are taking a lot of engineering. Okay. Win or lose, I'm happy to at least have gotten it here. Trees dying a hit. We didn't have that already. I'm going to take the money at this point, I guess. Come on, man. You know what I want. You know what I want. Aww. Yeah, lifesteal's a little bit counterproductive on this item, or on this weapon, but it could be worth having some. I'm gonna say no though. You sad, sad, sorry man. All right, just live. Forehead. Don't even try and kill the boss. Just run around and dodge. Use our massive AoE to help us with wave clear. And that's it. Oh boy, that could have sucked. All right, worth noting that our healing turret is off on the right. That could have sucked. Another minute of this. I might be able to... Actually, maybe could kill. Just kind of like on accident. Not a time for a frame drop game, thank you. Yeah, we don't have too much armor. So, like, we have a lot of health, but we lose a lot of health every time we get hit. Well, I actually might die here. Yeah. Gang. It's so bad. I can't believe this still exists in its format. It got eventually fine, but the core issue with it, like, not only is, you know, the scaling typing of damage so bad, like going from 0.4 whatever, not only is that all so bad, starting at 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, 0.25, 0.25, 0.25, it also has terrible range. It also has terrible attack speed. It's just, it's got so much going wrong for it that the fact that it can't get the Band-Aid on it from Artificer, right? Who's giving it a free 75% damage boost. The fact that we tried that hard to get all of that going, and it was kind of like, it was looking like, it was definitely the best plank run I've ever had, but just, it's just not clearing out those waves fast enough. Like, it's not doing enough damage, considering we had 175 plus, or we had 75 plus 15 plus 15 plus 15 there. We had the double plastic explosives. We had 35 engineering, 34 elemental damage, giving us another 136% explosion size, mixed with another 50% explosion size, mixed with the 51 melee damage. The fact that we had all of that going, we had 85 health, 23 regen. I somehow scraped myself up to 5 armor, which is tough to do for this character. And I still truly felt like this just, it was honestly, it was by far the hardest run I've ever, like, done, like, in, sorry, not ever, in weeks, for sure, though. Like, this weapon fundamentally sucks. And I think it's a core issue of melee explosive weapons in general. I think that Blobfish values the explosion that they provide much more than it should be valued, due to the consideration of the implementation of it, how you can't double dip on melee and melee explosion. Like, if the explosion made it so you did a melee hit and double damage, that'd be a different story. But then the plank would also suck for this character because it'd be doing 1 damage on its melee hit, right? Because of the 100% damage down. The explosion needs to be big enough to hit enemies that are not getting hit by the melee swing, which means that if you're not Artificer, it's just not really going to happen. It's a redundant effect. The effect that is clearly being valued so highly is often redundant, which is so bad. You just can't take this weapon on anybody but the Artificer, and the fact that the Artificer can't make it work. Like, this character is so busted if you take any other explosive weapon. Sans maybe Screwdriver, because it does get the 100 damage penalty over. Where is it? It gets the 100% damage penalty, which is rough. I don't even know why you can start with Wrench. I just couldn't imagine why you would want to do that unless you're trying to get to legendary wrenches for the explosive turrets, but just, like, good luck. Shredder's just the way to go, and then, but truthfully, Artificer it's such a weird character to bounce because he seems so bad, but he's very good when you pivot out of whatever melee or whatever weapon you start with. He's very good then. And Plank just isn't, you know, like, it's a thing to just take right away and then get rid of. And I don't know. I just feel like it needs some love because it's such a fun idea. It's such a fun concept. I love things that have partial scaling, but just the numbers ain't it on this one, Chief. They're just not it. I swear, like, I can win Danger 5 with anything. Like, I know people think that I restart a bunch of runs, something like that. You want to know the last time I restarted my runs? You want to know the last time I restarted my runs? When the Artificer came out and I tried to make Plank work. that is the last time I really restarted runs. So if that's not telling, I don't know what is. Like, oh my goodness. Alas, that is that. That's going to do it here for today. Thank you for watching. Check out the channel, roguelikes and more every single day, and I will see you next time. Playing sucks. Bye.